Hey guys, so my name is Shankar and I have to say just one thing before starting the video. The thing is guys, I make the video in a flow with the concepts building up. So please do not skip any part. Go through the video thoroughly. And second thing guys, you supported me really very well on my first video. Keep supporting me guys and I'll make sure to provide the best content for you every time. Hello everyone, so my name is Shankar and today I'll start with breadth first search. Firstly, I'll make you understand what is breadth first search, where is it used, the approach we make to solve these problems, and how we implement this in C++ code, okay? The 4 things we will do today. Okay, now I'll start with why we use this, where is it used, what is this? Suppose I am to enter into this board. Okay, so there are 2 ways to completely cover this entire base of this board. Okay, if I enter into this board, I have to completely cover this entire base. I have 2 approaches. Suppose the base is here of this board, okay, and I'm entering from here. So I have 2 approaches. Either I will firstly see all of this sheet, then all of this sheet, then this, then this, then this, and completely visit this board. Okay, this is what I am doing, breadth first search. I am just traversing through this board base, and searching is ultimately the another name of traverse. We will traverse through a entire data element, any array, matrix, and then after traversing, when we find the element, we say that we have searched that element. So in this board, when I enter this way into this base, either I'll start with breadth first, okay, or another approach that I can have is, here's the board base, I enter here. After this point, I will enter here first. I will completely explore its depth first, okay. When I enter, I'll start from here, enter into its depth completely firstly, then I'll move to another point, completely explore its depth, then another point, depth, 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 depth. This way. So I entered into this board base and explored its depth first. Here I explored its breadth first. Okay? Does it make sense? Okay, if that makes sense, so let's start with the concept of graph. Okay, suppose we have a graph. Okay, you must be aware that a graph is a collection of nodes that are connected randomly. These are nodes. If you don't know what is graph and what are nodes, then let me make you very simple to understand that every graph is just a network of nodes and every node has some value that can be random. Okay, do not think that there is any proper manner. Okay, I just filled these numbers randomly in graph. Now I'll make them connected randomly. Okay, not an issue, any random way that I want. Just any random way, fine. Okay, let me make this more beautiful. This is looking more beautiful, I guess. Okay, so I have this graph with these 7 nodes in this. In breadth first search, that is also known as level searching, what we do is we start with any node and explore its layers. This is first node, it has 2 nodes connected to this. This is level 1, this is level 2. So after this, I'll explore these 2. This is my first node. I have 2 children. So what I'll do, I'll say here is 1. Okay, suppose here is a string that will store all the nodes that I'm traversing to just print all of those. Okay, so I'll start exploring from this and then suppose here is a Q. Okay, Q is what we enter here and get deletion here. Q means what? FIFO list, first in first out. You will enter first ball here, it will come out here first. Second, secondly. Third, thirdly. Simple. Okay, now initially it was empty. Okay, we had one here, we get this, we said okay, now you get out of here, get the out and get printed in the output screen, and let me know your children. So it will say I have two, these two. Okay, there is no any order. You can get 3 first, 2 secondly, there is no order. Okay, that's totally fine. Now what we will do, suppose I entered this way. Okay, 2 first and third, then it will say hey 2, you know what, just get out of here and let me know your children. So 2 will be like okay sir, I am leaving. Definitely 3 will also come ahead, and as to get out of here, it will get printed here and it will let this Q know that it has 2 children. Okay, 7 and 4. So 7 and 4 enter to this Q. Okay, now this Q will say hey 3, you know, just get out of here, get printed on the output screen and let me know your children. Okay, so 3 said okay sir, I had just 2 children, 7 and 6, but because 7 is already available here, so it will say sir, I had just 2 children, you get one of those already, so I'll just send next one now. So 7 will shift ahead, 4 will shift ahead, and 6 will be introduced. Now we have explored this, 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 this. Now what it will say, the Q will say to 7, hey 7, tell me how many children do you have, and they get the out of here. Okay, so 7 will say okay sir, as this is the rule of this Q, I will get out of here, get myself printed on the output, and you can have just one of my children, that is 5. Okay, because a part of 5, another 2 children are already available, or actually already came, passed away to the output screen. Now after this, 7 is printed to output screen, that has left this Q. Now it's time for 4. The Q will say hey 4, tell me the number of children you have and get the away from here. You know what I'm thinking. So 4 will say okay sir, I'll leave, you may start with my children. So 4 is here now, and its children are just 3 that are okay. As 4 get printed, we visited this, and it will say sir, I do not have any children that is living now, you killed all of those, so 2 is out now. Now it will say 6, tell me the children you have, or any number of children you have, just send those to me and get out of here to the output screen. So 6 will say okay sir, I'll leave. 6 get printed, and as 6 has no new children, any new children is not available for this Q, all of those are just out, so 6 will print it now. Now Q is okay, hey 5, now you tell me the children you have and get out of here to output screen. 5 will say okay sir, so 5 will leave to output screen, and there is no children that 5 has and are new to this Q. So we explored entire graph this way. Okay, let me know your children, get them me, and get out of here to output screen. Okay, simple. Make sense? So I just rubbed this. I hope this is making sense to you. In DFS we are just exploring children completely first, then we'll move to grandchildren, then explore entire generation of grandchildren, after that entire generation of grandchildren, this way completely. Suppose this is the graph that I have now for this question. Okay, now two things that I'm going to do with C++ code here. Firstly, I'll make a class for this graph. Okay, so let's start. I have a class named graph, and yeah, suppose this class ends here. We have two private members. Suppose any graph is given to you, not just this one. It is fixed that this has fixed number of nodes. There is no mutation allowed ahead. So simply it has 6 nodes. We will have a data type that will store the number of nodes this graph is gonna have. Okay, and we have another variable that is actually list. As we have 6 nodes, we will have a list. Okay, so I have a list of integers in this, and because every node is connected to some another node, it must have the list of nodes that it's connected to. So the list is this. Okay, is it clear now? This is a pointer to this list. So ADJ will point this list. Okay, I have, okay, let me write this down here to save some space. I have two private members. First an integer, that's number of nodes. Secondly a list of all pointers to the list. In public, I have three functions actually. The first one is constructor, the graph, that will be given with an integer small v. This is capital V, this is small v. I am making this because this value will be given to this graph. Okay, and that will decide the number of nodes we have in this graph. Another function is add edge. Say simple. Okay, when I'll be given this node and I'll be said to add this edge, what it will do, it will connect 0 to 1. So it will take two nodes, firstly from where the connection starts, and second one where the connection ends. So in this, int v where the connection starts, and int w where the connection ends. Okay, now after this, the third function will be the last function, and that will be for breadth first search with a parameter s. Say, now what this function will do, this s says we have to start with this. Okay, s is given a value from where traversal is to be started. Now I will declare all of these functions here. Actually I'll start with these two here, then I'll rub this board and declare this function completely. Okay, so now outside this class we will declare that there is a function in graph that is graph only, because that is constructor. Okay, now we are okay. Second thing, a function with no return type from class graph that has a add edge. Okay, yeah, int v and int w. Okay, now not this, we are declaring it here. So actually this is the list, and this is not just list, it's list of lists, and we will be adding, suppose 0 is connected to 1 and 2, so it will store 1 and 2. 1 is connected to 0, 3, 4. 0, 3, 4. Okay, this we will fill this. So we'll fill this by just one line. Okay, simple. The thing we have to do is in list, okay, we are to put w, एक second, this dot, sorry for this, I have this list, and for this address I am to push back the integer, that's w. Okay, we get this node attached to this. These are nodes that are getting attached to this, so we get this attached. Okay, now we are to move ahead with the last function, that's PFS. Okay, so while declaring its function, we will write it like this: no return type of class graph, there is a function BFS that takes one integer as parameter, and the declaration is here. Don't worry, function is very small, don't worry about that. So the thing is, firstly we will make a list of a Boolean data element that will store all these nodes answers. What I mean, there's a list that will store the address. Suppose here is a list, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, these addresses are corresponding to these nodes, and all these are initialized with false. Okay, now because all these are initialized with false, we will say that it started with false and it will be true as we will visit any node. Okay, simple now. Now there is a Boolean that's visited, and that is actually an array of size capital V. Simple. We have a list or array, actually not list, we have an array visited of size small v, sorry, capital V, the element of the class. Okay, so in this graph we have 6 elements, so the size of this array is 6, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now for this, what we will do by this is we will store true or false. True means we have visited that node, and false means we have to visit that node. Okay, so there is a array. Now for I equals to 0, okay, integer, as this is an array, for integer I from 0 all the way to I is less than v, I plus plus visited is equal to false. This means entire array of visited has false initially because we have not visited any node by now. Does that make sense? As I explained you, we'll have a queue that will store 1 or 2 or just the bases, the layers, okay? So we'll have a queue. So list of integers by the name q is there. Simple. The list named q that holds integers. Okay. Now what we are gonna do is visited zero, not zero actually, the element we are to start with. As we are given 0 here, that's cool to put 0 here, but as in general, any element will be given that will be here. So visited s equals to true. Now we have visited s. Next thing we have to do is q will have a pushback of this s. Make sense? We have this q and the s will be pushed to this from backside. The queue has started. So while queue doesn't gets empty, you are to keep working on this. We'll be dealing with every s. S means the node we are holding in our hand, and then we will delete that to get that printed on the output screen and hold all of its children. Okay, so everyone, so now I'll be making you understand this function completely. Okay. So here's the output screen, and rest of the things will be declared in this function only. Okay, so firstly we'll have an array of size that's 6 here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6 actually. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have this array that has data type boolean. All of these are initialized with false initially. Simple. After that, you'll have a queue that is nothing but just a list of integer type. Now we will start with s. As s is given an integer that stores 0 in this question. Okay, now we will make visited array at address 0 true, because as we started traversing from here, we have visited this. Okay, now this is true, and in the queue we'll push back s. So in the queue we'll push back s, that means 0 is pushed here. Okay, make sense? Now in the entire of this body we'll be dealing till the queue doesn't get empty. Okay, so this is the queue, it's holding 0 for now, and till it's having something we'll be working on this body, and as it gets empty we'll be out of this body. Simple. Now we have 0 right now, and we'll have, okay, the s is the first element of q, so s is first element of q, and that's 0. Okay, now q we will pop front element, so 0 is popped, and printed to output screen. The way 0. Okay. After that, for an iterator from all the beginning of the list connected to this node all the way to the end of the list connected to this node. As I made earlier, 0 had a list of all elements connected to that. So this way. So simply 0 is connected to these 3 elements. So for all these elements, we will, if they are not visited, simply all of these are not visited by now. So I'll start with pushing them to the queue. So 1, 2 and 3 are pushed to the queue, and now I'll make all of these true. After that, I'll make an announcement that yeah, I have visited this. Then 2 visited, 2 visited, 1 popped any element by now. So S points to this 3. Now it will be popped and get printed. That means exploring 3, and then 3 has 2 children, okay, 4 and 5. Again 4 and 5 will be called here, 4 and 5, and we are done. We will be writing visited 4, visited 5. After that, we'll again do this, and now 2 will be explored. So simply because 2 has no child node, that's not visited by now, so it will be popped simply, and this loop will not work because everything is visited. Okay, I forgot to mention this true, as I visited these 2. Before visiting, I am to mark them true. So I visited all. Now 2 will be popped. After that, we come again, and S points to 1. So exploring 2, we get nothing. 3 we get nothing. No, sorry, 2 get nothing. Exploring 1, we will get again nothing. After that, we will get exploring 5, we will get nothing. Exploring 4, we will get nothing, and all of this is popped out, and everything is here. So of this graph are visited and explored by this function. I hope this helped you. Comment down all your doubts below. I'll try to resolve all of those, and make sure to read my description. My description has most of the things that you need to know. Hey guys, wait, before leaving this video, I want you to hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon so you get notified every time I post any video. See you next time.